real right now.
Mr. DL.
222 222. Who's off? I could just lose your mind.
Yo, we are here, episode 76. Episode 76 of the Danger Zone podcast. Fucking Big Suge.
Okay, I don't
Mr.
know.
DL and Chef Tanya Nicole. And we are here. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
Mr. DL taking over. He won't even let us say our name today.
Hey, no, that's what it is. I'm gonna do it like this.
He
He
on WP time.
And I'd also like everyone to know that just a couple of days ago, Chef Tanya Nicole actually chefed
Oh, shit.
some spaghetti
Bam.
That's a fact check true. I was there. I seen it.
with meat sauce.
I seen it. I believe it.
With
Well,
meat
the
sauce.
hip's getting better, so I can start getting back in the kitchen. I'm coming
Oh,
back with a
shit.
vengeance. Got an
'Cause
event
cook-
next month.
Yo, cause cooking from the chair can happen, but it's better when you can stand up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Christopher
It's like the singers.
Don't do it.
Christopher
The
Reeves
danger zone.
made a fantastic chicken parm, I heard, from the chair.
You did?
The Danger Zone podcast. He talking out his ass.
What do you make? Soup?
He made
That's whack.
All right, so what did you do this week? Did you have anything good happen this week before we get into
I mean, you know what I'm saying? To me, every day I wake up, man, it's something good.
Uh-oh.
Because you know when people always say shit like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm hanging in there. Hanging in there. And then I fuck them up because I'm always like, you're hanging in there. What kind of life is that? You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag judgment.
or maintain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, we need it. Every day, really, we should be doing something a little different, or that's going to bring us, that's going to elevate us a bit, you know what I'm saying, and get us closer to whatever goals that we have.
Facts.
So, you know what I mean?
I manifest positivity. I'm always like, I'm great.
Yes,
Even if I'm
yes.
not, I'm great.
I'm good.
I'm fantastic.
Because
When
you know
people
what?
ask me,
You
I
really
say,
are.
what you say?
You really are, though. See, that's the whole shit. You really are
really am.
great. People don't know that you really are. All this other shit is superficial or whatever. You know, emotions, and we're human. But I know every day I wake and I can kick it. Like even Wednesdays come and we do this thing here. You know what I mean? I'm good, man.
That's what I
But,
said, Shook. I woke up this morning, so I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. And listen, but one on Drink Champs, on Drink Champs, there was DJ Effin and
His name is DJ EFN. Big shit.
yeah, right. To EFN, that's right.
I mean, he probably is BFing, you know. We
That
all
is true.
BFing.
Yep, effing for nothing, or it's whatever. So I don't know. But so Tony
DJ
Yayo
EFN.
and
DJ
DJ
EFN is his name. Yes.
EFN had a disagreement and a heated argument
Awesome.
about who was the best who was better, Biggie or Ice Cube. So
Wait, excuse
you got
me,
the-
Big Suge. Who was he having this conversation with? Let's get everybody on the same page.
DJ EFN.
Tony Yayo.
No, who is he talking to? Okay, he was talking to Tony Yayo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Tony Yayo and DJ EFN were having a heated argument. You missed
Heard.
it.
I missed it.
You know,
missed that part.
yeah. So, and
Judge
Tony
it,
Yayo, being East Coast, and then I mean, you could say maybe it was a little biased, but not really, because some people in the West Coast might think the same. That's the same as Ice Cube. So he was very heavily saying that Biggie Smalls was Biggie was a better storyteller, and DJ EFN was saying Biggie's in his top 5, but he feels that Ice Cube is the greatest. And Ice Cube is a better storyteller and lyricist. Now,
I'm with him.
see,
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'll give you the lyricist. I'll give you the lyricist, but he's not a better rapper. Like, you know,
well,
like
Who's not? You
See,
guys
I-
are not using names.
Biggie. Sorry. Like,
I feel. See, that's the difference. I feel Biggie is the better rapper. But-
yeah, okay. We'll get into
Here-
it. We'll crack it open.
Here's my thing though. So maybe I'm like Yayo, saying he's the better rapper. But see, this what happens too. People tend to throw in when they stop talking like that. Number one, then they will say, "Well, look at the body of work that Ice Cube has,
Yeah.
and whatever." But you can't say that of course he has this body of work, but dude is dead.
Yeah,
so like
but here's the thing, the argument to that. Just because Biggie was hot for those few years doesn't mean, just because we all liked him, doesn't mean that it was going to continue for 30 more.
Okay, let me tell you this. Well, it didn't continue for Ice Cube.
What are you talking about? Ice Cube absolutely did continue.
What? When?
Ice Cube had a top charting record last year.
One record, you saying?
Any record. I'm just saying that's 30 years.
Listen.
30 years into his career.
Has Busta Rhymes had any top records?
Probably. Absolutely. And last year, I don't know. Jay-Z.
You see what I'm saying?
Next one,
Jay-Z wasn't. Neither of those guys were rapping in 1986 though.
Who?
Jay-Z was not out then.
You
know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes got. Ice Cube got 10 years on him.
Listen, I can see what you're saying, but also, I would have to go on the under the guise of thinking that just like Ice Cube, just like Jay-Z, just like Busta I just mentioned, right? I feel like Biggie would have still been rocking. He wasn't even on a decline, like he was doing his thing. But here's my thing. So don't bring up that because the longer you're here, we don't know that part.
Yeah, but look at this. There's rappers that have been around longer than Ice Cube and longer than Biggie that don't have the records Ice Cube has. He's just the best. He's just
but no, wait a minute. So then say this, but doesn't mean that they were ever considered one of the best. Those people you're talking about.
No, necessarily. Okay, when was the last? We'll use KRS-One for an example. People consider him the best, like they do. You hear it all the time. On these people listing their favorite rappers, he comes up all the time. When was the last good KRS-One song?
So let's speak on, if you want to say that about KRS-One. So if we take that battle, like I think sometimes rappers like KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane and stuff like that, they give them their positions because of the impact of what they did for on hip hop.
Yeah.
More so than like, is this dude gonna make records consistently? Whatever. Like Jay-Z to me, I feel is consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel Busta's consistent. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Ice Cube is consistent. I feel like when Ice Cube drops records, they get 20 million views. That's huge.
You gotta understand. My beef isn't that saying that he's not consistent. You know what I mean? I know when it might not have been as interesting to fans as it once was. But that's for everyone.
Out here though.
But even West Coast, that's and West Coast, they got their position. What I mean is like E40. You know what I mean? And those dudes are always gonna be great. They're gonna get the more weight over there. But some of our rappers will get the weight over there too.
Yeah.
Like Nas and Jay-Z, they get that nod over there as well, everywhere else. But another thing they said that was interesting is, saying that Biggie was the biggest, better storyteller, and the other one was saying that the other one was a storyteller. Now, as far as storytelling, I'm going to give them both their props because that dudes told stories. Dudes like that. It's the intricate way of, maybe it might have been more simple on how Ice Cube was telling the story, right? But he was telling the story. You see what I'm saying? So you can't, and we knew what time it was. You know what I mean? That's what storytelling is. Now,
Biggie definitely has him on the intricacy of the bars and the.
That's what I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Biggie had some intricate, like crazy. He's rhyming, sweat trickles down your cheek, like so you make you like, damn, you can feel this, like you leaning into the screen while he's rhyming, like and other dude is like the other Ice Cube is like descriptive of this story, man, and you know what time it is. Same like DMX was like that. You know the story's telling. He wasn't like he was bar man or punchline man or whatever, but his stories were being told. But Ice Cube said something dope when it was brought to his attention about this battle, right? Or whatever. He said, so I'm a big Biggie fan. That's what he said. A big Biggie fan. I wonder if he gets Biggie bags too. But anyway, the Biggie bag, you know what it is, right, Tanya? A Biggie bag?
Wendy's?
Yeah, you do?
Wendy's.
Yeah, you're
Oh, it
right.
is? Oh, it is. Oh,
right.
shit.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I'm laughing. My favorite
That's what I'm saying,
fast
'cause
food place.
You get a little burger or a chicken sandwich. You get chicken nuggets, fries, and a drink for $5. But anyway, so that's the Biggie bag. But the thing is, what Ice Cube said, it was real interesting. He said, so you talking about storytelling, like, I give Biggie, like, I'm thinking I put my storytelling up against anybody. That's what he said. Yeah. But I'm a fan of Biggie for that too, though, right? But he said, when you talk a storytelling, like, you talk about this music, because I write movies too. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he was saying I write movies as to be like.
He was saying this. He was saying this, but not saying that. Rap is easy. I write movies.
He said, I'm right. And plus, he's basically saying too, though, like, basically, I tell stories. I mean, I rhyme, and they say I'm a storyteller, but the movie, those are storytellers too. Those are stories. Yeah. Like when we watch Friday. We watch Fridays and all that shit.
Shout out to DJ Pooh.
And all that shit. This motherfucker's writing all these movies. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it was an interesting.
So he has, I don't know, man. You've heard me say on this podcast a bunch that I think he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. He definitely has, in my opinion, the longest career on top ever. Like in rap, like he has Busta Rhymes by a few years. He has Jay-Z by 8 years. You know what I mean?
Well, years.
Not 10 years. But
years, because
he is, he's always made people think. He's been outspoken about. His first rhyme ever was coming straight from the underground. A young brother got a bag because I'm brown. Like that was his introduction to rap. You know what I'm saying? And he is, like, as much as you want to say, like, he's not telling you who to vote for or anything like that, but he is political. He is a voice. He does speak stories. Like,
but it is pro-black.
They gave us guns and drugs. Then they really wonder why the fuck we thugs. Like all that shit. Like, I'm telling you, man, he's been doing that shit for so long.
You know what? If you do some, do you know who Gil Scott-Heron is?
Yep.
So, he's known for a famous work. Like, a famous work that, are you familiar? Like, there's this one thing that Gil Scott-Heron did. It's a piece that he did that everybody knows. Like,
it's not All the Leaves Are Brown, is it? What is it?
No. Yeah, who you talking about? That's the Mamas and the Papas. No. All the leaves are brown.
It's been redone. Yeah, that is them.
Yeah, but that, like, Gil Scott-Heron is to me, he's like almost original rapper, but he's also like a spoken word dude way before they were saying like it was spoken word. And the biggest thing he did was the revolution will not be televised. Oh, no, right. Shit. If you get a chance, listen to that.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was him off the top.
I feel the beat coming.
Listen to his story. You know what I'm saying? And like what and that was we were listening to that record back then. Like, when it came out, that shit had to be 70s or something, whatever. Like even when you weren't listening to that kind of, because there's music behind it. So even when you weren't listening to that type of shit, you were listening to that because it was a message, but it was funky too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He had some shit, but that was definitely class.
But yeah, moving on from Ice Cube, I just wanted to say that.
We'll never move on.
One more thing about Ice Cube, though. One thing too, you got to give him this props too, because like he also said in this conversation that I was writing for Easy, I was writing for Dre, like NWA,
bro.
Right? So
all right, here you go.
Nobody knew.
Here you go, right here to prove my point of how much better he was than everybody. MC Ren ain't fucking headlining the Boston Garden next week. He had all the opportunities. He had all the records. He was on all that shit. He wasn't able to turn that into what Ice Cube turned it into.
Well, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
We can say the same thing about LONS.
Yeah, we will. And we absolutely will.
You're right. Go ahead. We're gonna run out the big three next week and do my Boston. Boom. We're just gonna bum rush.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go ahead.
You're gonna bum rush him like Britney Spears bum rush that basketball
I am not
player?
bum rushing anybody.
I think
I don't want to get a smack back.
First of all, he's 7'5", and I heard she was reaching for something.
Oh shit! It was face level, so she could have just
Stop. She could have grabbed it.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
that would have been an easier than what she did. Tapped him on the shoulder.
Yeah, she's
Been
super,
on the toes.
she's super famous, dude. And I know that she doesn't look like she looked like when you remember her being famous, but she's super famous. Like, I'm so surprised that happened. Like, that blew my mind. I was like, wow.
I mean, in these days and times.
She's one of the most famous people ever.
But listen, sometimes in these days and times, stupid shit happens, right? That we would have never knew about.
Yep.
But because of social media, we know. Because just think about how much stupid shit was happening back in the day. It was like, we just were hearing shit. What?
Thank
Damn,
God our stupid shit is in
Yeah, like
the
we're saying this about
closet.
like when Ice-T and Fabulous came out and they were talking shit about all these rappers and how they're doing dumb shit. I'm like, man, Ice-T, you would have been doing worse filming it if you had a cell phone when you were
Oh, boy.
19. Like, oh, I'm gonna rob a bank, yo, let's film it. So,
Right.
Jericho coming.
so you just didn't have the phone. So like, yeah, I don't know.
There was a point I was just slapping.
Like, yeah, there you go. Perfect example. You would be on video on 35, 50 people's Instagram. Oh, Big Suge slapped someone at the Middle East last night. Here, look at
Millions
it.
of views.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But because that technology wasn't there, that's the only reason why you can't look back at the 80s when Ice-T and say, yeah, I wasn't filming my shit when I was. Of course you were. It didn't exist.
Oh, the ass whoopings that would have been on video.
You know, one thing that is so super dope though, real quick, is so Premier and us, we were filming all that shit with us, like in that period.
Someone
So
like this
that's
with a
like-
camera on their shoulder.
Yeah, shout out to Biggest Gore and shout out to Keebler. But I mean, I wasn't even looking at like that. What was that going to become of all that footage? You know what I mean? And I was like, man, we really have tons of footage.
Do you still have it?
I mean,
Is that you using for the movie?
Is it? Does the footage still exist? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
All of tons of footage. I mean, dude, tons of, to the point where it's being kicked around. But I got a single coming up soon, and real quick, the song's called Gangstar Foundation.
Oh,
It
nice.
kind of chronicles, like what we were speaking on earlier with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
groups. But the footage is footage from right then, with all of us like doing different shit, like you know what I mean. But we was filming day to day shit, tour life. You know what I mean? When we had drama, so you might see some stuff that it's past the statute of limitations, and they'll be
Just
like,
look
yo,
back though, isn't it crazy? You were hanging out with, let's say, 20 guys, right, in a room backstage, and only one person was filming or taking pictures. Just kind of
It was
remember remember those days. It's crazy. Now everyone would be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
every
Yeah.
time, everywhere you go, it's like, oh, it's
First
crazy.
of all, no, everybody's a photographer. Stand over here, turn your arms like this, put your hand up in the, do this. I'm like, yo, you motherfuckers is not
put your hands up.
photographers. I mean, everybody, man, stand to the side a little bit. Hey, yo, well, how does my stomach look? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna do it from the top, because if I do it on the top, you don't see your stomach. Yo, DL did the ill shit yesterday filming the video, though. He did the ill shit. He was on his stomach. I was like, yo, that shit was
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Yo,
There's a picture of me. Of
He's
laying,
got moves you've never seen.
It's a Rusty Jukes video, actually, right? Where I'm laying in the middle of the street in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
It was
yo,
sick shot.
yo, yo, he was like this. He was like this. I said, yo, get up. No, nah, he's a skilled man. Do you even get that? You get that move?
What?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you. Oh,
We'll see your armpits.
I got the
but-
wobble. Ooh. I get the
No, this is
wobble.
what happened. This is what's happening if I'm on my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, go
So,
ahead, man.
Speaking of my stomach, fucking,
Yeah.
it got.
Hey,
It
speaking
was
of something,
partly
I
built.
tried.
It was partly built by Little Caesars over the years. Little
Word.
Caesars
What?
partly built this
Oh.
amazing stomach. And last night or a couple nights ago, Drake
Speaking of the Prime Minister,
was at the
Go.
Little Caesars arena, getting
Oh, yeah?
getting shit thrown at him. He had to bust out of there. What was he getting thrown at him?
they're throwing shit
I'm
at
guessing
people.
bras.
Bras is one.
Definitely.
What else?
Panties.
No more sexual shit.
Dildos.
No more
You said
sexual
more
shit. I said no more sexual
I thought
shit.
you said more
and
sexual
she said
shit.
dildo.
No, that's.
Shoes?
I thought you said more sexual
No,
shit.
I said no
son.
more. So it
Were
was
they- was it
batteries,
shoes?
Batteries?
shoes,
No.
and hats.
Yo, Pete. So boom, I'm glad DL said that, right? Excuse me. Shout out to Dre. No, but anyway, I'm glad
Man.
DL said that, right? Because when we went to perform, when we were performing for Rage Against the Machine, excuse me, batteries were started flying. And I was like, yo, and we was on
That
some
makes
crazy
sense. In that scenario, that makes sense to me. But
Well, here-
throwing
well, here-
batteries at Drake, that don't make
Well,
sense to me.
here's the deal, Tanya. So we weren't aware of like what that was all about with that rock groups. So we got hit, right? You know what I mean? But at first, it was like, yo, first of all,
That shit
you can
must
go in
hurt.
that crowd. You can go to that crowd looking for whoever you want to look for. But once you go down there looking for them, you have entered the mosh pit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
You had
trust me,
entered the danger zone.
Yeah.
I don't care how big you are or whatever you could do or fight or whatever. I'm talking to y'all like this. And a footer comes like, bow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then-
yeah, facts. That's why I don't go in the
I've
mosh
seen it.
pit.
Yeah.
I've seen teeth leave mouths, all types
Bro,
of shit.
I've
man.
All
seen.
set.
We went, like I don't know, a year or two ago. We're filming for Cypress Hill. We went to see Slipknot.
That was dope.
That was just, I'd never seen anything like that before. The whole arena was a mosh pit. There was nowhere that wasn't a mosh pit. I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy.
I'll tell you where there wasn't mosh pit, right where I was standing.
Yeah, but we were in the artist area.
Yeah,
we
that's
were in the artist
that's
VIP
all I'm
area,
saying.
yeah. So
That was a dope show though. Slipknot.
yeah, I got kicked out of that show.
With Slipknots.
Yeah, the Slipknot's management kicked me out of that show because I was filming. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to film. No one told me. They were like, "You signed a contract with Live Nation." I said, "I didn't sign a contract with anybody, bro. I'm on an all access pass right here. I don't know what you guys are talking about."
I do what I want.
Hey, speaking of Hamburglar, no, yo, anyway.
Speaking of corn.
Lil Wayne has just, came to the forefront and said that once he heard about Jay-Z, but not writing down his music, is when he threw his notebooks away and said, "I'm going to start doing it," because Jay-Z was his favorite rapper.
Yeah.
So he even said one time, Birdman took him to the side and said, "Listen, you starting to sound like this dude. You got to stay in your own lane, whatever." Because he was starting to, supposedly sound like him. But he said he just started freestyling once he heard that. So he still looks up to him that way. But he knows that it's a friendly, competitive battle. Even when they're like God did and they're on the same records,
Yeah.
It's a volley, a battle for him, a competition.
Like he's
a
not
healthy one.
he's
what
not
it
on
should be.
he's not on my list, my 10 or whatever, but I think Lil Wayne could be
definitely.
considered could have his hat in the conversation for best ever.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you know why too. One thing about Lil Wayne that I have to give it to him is the rhymes went from being somewhat jovial and playful and in a Missy Elliott type of way. And that was his favorite rapper at a point. To him being like from southern area or whatever, and having lyrics.
He's
Like,
very lyrical.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah. So he made those type of rhymes that was mad lyrical.
Yeah.
That's like Cali. Like people would be like listening to Cali records and hear a certain way back in the day, and then they'd hear that motherfucker that was like, oh shit, this is some other shit right here.
Yeah,
Or like saying Exhibit. Like if you just
Yeah.
heard his Exhibit rhyming, you wasn't gonna say this dude was from Cali, West Coast, but then he was being more lyrical about it, like a few of them. You know what I mean? So, but
Brass Cast, a bunch of those guys. Yeah.
yeah. Razzcast, another one, man.
Speaking
shout
of
out
those
to
West
Jay-
Coast
shout out to
guys,
Lil Wayne.
speaking of those West Coast guys,
West Coast.
I think people on the West Coast, I think they like to eat cereal. You think they eat cereal out West Coast? Snoop Dogg
Where's this going?
has his new cereal just hit stores nationwide. It's called Snoops. It's everywhere.
Snoops?
I've seen it.
It's
Yeah.
not,
What's the shape of the cereal?
it's not Loop Loops.
Yeah, it's like Fruit Loop type. Like
Yeah.
it's just rice
So-
puffs with sugar on it.
So peep this.
Puffed rice with
So
sugar.
peep,
That really like brought me down. I thought it was gonna be like a little puppy dog, or it's gonna look like
No, it doesn't even have.
little-
It doesn't look like Snoop, and
like
I think
almost like a Scooby Doo head, but
I
like
think-
a thinner dog.
I think that it doesn't look like Snoop because I think they're
Snoop's a
marketing
Doberman Pinscher.
it to kids, and they don't want to see like the guy who's on TV smoking weed.
No, but it could
know
be.
what I'm
Like, I thought it was gonna be like a
That's
little
it right
dog
there.
or something.
Snoop
Oh, there's a
cereal.
dog on the.
So we got some Fruit Loops, we got some shredded wheats, and some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No, you don't
You
have
guys-
Fruit Loops.
Snoop Loops.
You have fruit flavored loops.
Hey, yo, so listen,
Why did they call it Snoop Loops? What a bunch of
that
idiots.
would have been, hey, that would have been good, but it probably was infringement.
Yeah.
But listen, so speaking
Go
of cereal,
Snoop. Get that legit money.
speaking of the grimace, no, but listen,
Grimace.
speaking of cereal, right? Happy birthday to the grimace. Anyway, I think it's a promotion with him right now. But you guys like cereal?
Fuck yeah.
Or did,
Who doesn't like
did you
cereal?
growing up?
Growing up,
Okay.
hell yeah. Growing up, all we had in my house. Check this out. This also adds to my stomach. Growing
I got a
up,
question.
all we
Oh,
really
boy.
had was Life cereal. That was the only thing we had in the house.
What was
But I
Life?
used to take about a cup or half a cup of sugar and just
Yeah, of course.
put it into the fucking
You had to
shit.
do
It was,
you had
Which
to
one
do
was
that-
Life? What did it look like?
it was like
What, life? It looks like checks.
yeah, it's just,
Damn.
it's like a cereal for adults.
Airy. But so what would be your top 5 cereals?
Woo! Top 5 cereals. I'm gonna go peanut butter Captain Crunch. I'm gonna go cinnamon toast crunch. We'll go Fruity Loops. Believe it or not, you're gonna laugh, but Raisin Nut Bran. I always liked that. And
You like raisin? Say it slow. I'm trying to hear that. Yo, you crazy, man. Yo.
Raisin
I gotta do.
Nut Bran. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. I gotta do. I
all
gotta
time-
do. I gotta do some editing. But you got one more to go.
I
Go ahead.
got one more to go. I was gonna say Lucky Charms. Shout out to Lucky Charms, but I'm gonna go Cookie Crisp.
Huh.
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you sugar addict. You didn't have Fruity Pebbles on your list.
Fruity Pebbles was on there, I think.
You
Oh,
did?
you got no. You didn't say. Fruity
You didn't
Pebbles.
say Fruity
You said
Pebbles.
You said Fruit Loops.
No, I
But you could only say 5. So.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, what about you, Tanya?
Definitely Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Pops.
Pops.
What kind of pops?
Pops. The Kellogg's
What kind of
Pops.
Pops?
The yellow box.
You gotta say
Corn
the whole
Pops.
thing. So what is it?
Kellogg's Corn Pops.
Man.
No sugar pops.
Oh, I don't know. I would never call it Sugar Pops. I never even knew sugar was in the title.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I
sugar
thought it was
pops.
Corn Pops.
Now you'll see.
What number
No,
am I
that was Joe
on?
Biden's friend, Corn Pop.
You got 3 more.
3 more.
Frosted Flakes. Definitely. My grandma used to give that to me with some banana.
Banana.
Yeah, I was about to
Bananas.
say.
Yep.
Damn,
is
yours
it?
are so adult. Go ahead. Keep
I
going.
know. Like, well, hey.
Yeah.
I'm hyper as hell and high energy. They were not trying to give me sugar. And I liked Raisin Bran when it was just like raisin and bran. They didn't like put sugar on the raisins.
All right, 2 more. What do you got?
I used to mash. You got one more?
I got one more or 2 more.
2 more. Go.
I love the Apple Smacks.
Jeez. Apple Jacks?
Yo, she don't even tell. Yo, you bugging over there.
Yeah, because
It's
the
called-
frog be like,
it's-
Smacks.
yo.
That was his name.
You-
Smacks. Smacks.
Yeah.
You put yo.
The frog's name
you
is
put
Smacks.
You put 2 cereals together.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
you did. You said
She had half a
Apple
box
Smack.
of one, half a box of the
That's
other.
what the
And
apple
it's
they
Apple
were.
Jack and it's Sugar Smack. You said Apple
I don't know
Smack.
what Sugar Smacks is. So for me,
That's the one with the frog on it.
no, Apple Jacks is the one with the frog.
No, it is. Show.
It's a
You
green
got 100
box.
No, sugar
You want to throw 100? You want to throw 100?
Oh, you know I am. You're right. I am confusing them. I've never had the one with the frog.
Sorry, everybody out
Yo,
there
but
listening
that-
to
He
that.
said-
It's definitely
Yo,
Apple
you got me,
Jacks.
Tanya. Tanya, you said Apple Smacks. You just
I
made
don't-
a cereal. on
That's
air.
an ADHD moment where you're just thinking of so
All
many
right,
things.
what's the last one?
And then
That was it, right?
no,
Actually got one more.
I got one more. You're gonna be surprised by this one, but I think this is more nostalgia. Cornflakes, just
wow.
regular
Really? Your
cornflakes.
shit's old people.
Because when grandma didn't buy the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes,
Oh.
she'd give us some cornflakes with some bananas and a
No.
little bit of sugar,
I'm gonna-
and also
I'm gonna-
you could get on Wick, you could get the Kellogg's. I remember my mom used to
I'm
get it
surprised you
for
didn't
us.
say Cheerios skim milk.
You know what I mean? Shredded wheat.
I didn't eat Cheerios. I didn't eat
So
that.
So listen, I'm gonna run through mine mad fast, but
Actually,
it's crazy
the real
because
one, but...
a couple of those cereals that you said,
okay,
we would have because we didn't have no. We only got a few boxes of the sweet cereal. Then we had to have all that shit. You got to add sugar to. So like Raisin Bran, all that. But my shit is Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch, the regular joint, Lucky Charms. Shit, there was all them sweet.
You got one more.
Mind you, we had all the other shits more than we had these. But I'm speaking on these. And the other one was can't get another super sugar, Chris. You know what I mean? So them was my 5 shits. You know what I mean? Because that was a cereal era too. When I came up, all that hot breakfast shit, you might got one hot breakfast on the weekend.
I like hot breakfast, but we would eat hot cereal in Puerto Rico. We did a lot of different forages.
We did that too.
Okay.
But to go to school, we were just eating cereal. So straight get up and get your bowl. It was 6 of us. 5, and you gotta get your bowl and you just say and get the fuck to school. But what else you got hip hop?
Captain Crunch was my mom tells a story how the first time I ran away from home, I brought my dog and Captain Crunch. That's all.
That's all a little boy needs.
So speaking of Captain Crunch.
Oh boy.
Shout out to Master P.
Okay.
Who just got mistaken on TMZ for Luther Vandross.
Oh my God. Seriously? What is going on, TMZ? You don't know the difference between those two people?
Hey, what? That's like combining the cereals. Long ago.
Oh, man.
Yo, boom.
I can't believe this keeps happening. You know there's Google, right?
Yo, some people are too, like, I just seen this, I just seen a little quick thing on what's that one with Simon Cowell and them?
American Idol.
Yeah, American. I just seen one of them funny clips from there, and dude was ass. His shit was fucking donkey ass. He couldn't sing for shit. And he said my family says I sound like Brian McKnight. Yo, you gotta even like see that shit. I couldn't believe it. I was like. And he sang again. Well, I can sing again. And he started singing. They were like, no, listen, it's a definite no. They're like, oh, knowing the shit out of him. He's like, he starts singing, and let me tell you something. Ooh.
They were like, please don't sing outside once you leave this room.
You know what? Speaking of people that can sing.
Oh, boy.
We talked about him a few times on the Danger Zone podcast. We're all worried about him. But Jamie Foxx has been seen out.
Oh, yay.
Walking around in public and stuff. So that's cool. He's alive.
Good looks.
He's alive, so that's good.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I'm glad that because sometimes when people disappear, like what happened with him, then it's a stroke thing. Yeah. The next thing you see them, they're not what they were, and so God bless them, man.
Speaking of
well,
and speaking of people who aren't alive, someone just broke the world record for biggest tattoo by getting a tattoo of Takeoff from Migos. So the biggest tattoo in the world ever. The guy must have been huge as a person. Big old fat guy.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm just assuming if it's the biggest one ever. I've seen
what if
huge
it's just
tattoos.
one tattoo that covers his whole body?
Maybe. I gotta see it.
How do they do that? How do they measure that? Like surface area?
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Big old tall fat guys.
And speaking of as we step in the pause game for a minute, I would like to give a shout out. I would love to get a shout out to Joey Chestnut, pause, for winning the hot dog eating contest once again.
The greatest athlete
How
of all
many
time.
did he swallow?
Yo, this time I think his record is 70 something, but this time with this high 60s. You know what I mean? Because
eight times in a row, 8 years in a row. He's won 17 times. And 8 in a row. He's on an 8 in a row.
And think about it. Just eating stuff, this dude's a millionaire. My craziness about that is always like, so with consumption, eating, bottom line, there's got to be like release. So I'm just saying, if you got 70...
I think they puke. I don't know.
No, you're not going to puke because, speaking as a nutritionist, you're not going to damage your esophagus with all that acid when the way you make money, basically, by winning these prizes is swallowing.
Plus, imagine throwing up like 75 hot dogs.
You're not doing that.
Your neck is gonna be
What
fucked.
they
You
might
get
do,
choked.
Wait a second.
what they might do is take something so that it could kind of bind it once it gets down there. That way, it's a snake and not a puddle.
Speaking earlier, you said anaconda.
Yeah.
So them dudes are shitting anacondas.
So-
Because that's got. Go ahead,
It's a
man.
cold-
So speaking of Joey and the hot dogs, the internet roasted Fat Joe this week for saying that he liked a player whose last name was Dick, and he played for Kansas. So he goes, "I like Dick from Kansas," and every it just came out wrong.
Well, I guess me and the girls gonna have to go to Kansas to find out.
Yo, you know, here's the crazy part about it, though. See,
Shout
so
out to Kansas.
Years ago, Spike Lee did the same thing when New York had drafted a guy named Dan Dickau. Pause. And Spike goes on this. They're talking to Spike about, what do you think about the draft picks of New York? And Spike said, real wide open. I like, first of all, the dude's name is Dick, just like Dickau. That's his name. Just like the other dude's name is something Dick, like, that's his whole name. So when you just use the Dick part, what's going on here? Like, because Spike Lee says, well, I like whoever the other prick was, he said, I like Dick. And the dude this was years ago, and the dude who was doing the interview says, pause, Spike. You know what I mean? So this is like a while ago, you know what I mean? So it's this case, it's crazy. But go ahead, got anything else over there, Chop?
Speaking of crazy,
Speaking of singing.
I already got Tanya with this, but who is Kim Kardashian rumored to be dating on the low right now?
Tiggity Tommy.
oh shit!
Sugar's in the know. Sugar's in the know. It's not on the low if people are talking about it.
It's in the know.
But
it's
I'm
not
just
on the
saying,
low. It's in the know.
I see news and catch certain shit, whatever, and I just, just retain it. So
Big shit
that's some
watching E-News on cable, like, oh, what's going on?
I don't even watch like shit like that, but I do catch certain things. I'm like, what, like that right there? I'm like, you turn on sports shows, they're talking about that. So you know what I mean?
Well, because
So,
it's Tom Brady.
Stephen A. Smith, and then it's Kim Kardashian.
Plus, many men would love to be in her presence and dating her. So, that basically Sports Center, that's male gossip, basically. That's the male tea, whether it's sports or related.
I think it's more that men. I don't think men want to be with her. I think more it is that men want to have sex with her. That's it.
I was saying that
time.
in a nice way.
One time.
That's what I was saying.
Maybe 2 times because you might, first time might.
She has a very nice body.
You might.
And she
you
has
might finish a little faster than you wanted to.
Maybe 2 times.
I can see the attraction. Yes.
100%.
100%.
You said maybe 2 times. He turned into radio personality. Maybe 2 times.
Maybe 2 times.
He's having the time of his life.
It is
So-
79
so
degrees.
Speaking of bats, no, I mean, on some bullshit. hey, it's the All-Star break in baseball. Vlad Guerrero Jr. won the home run derby contest, and his father did years ago. So that's first father-son combination. Also,
Nice.
the Red Sox only had one dude on there. It was a close one. But the game was recently played. The Red Sox, I'm speaking on them because I'm from Boston, on a 5-game winning streak. So as they resume next week or what have you, then we'll see what happens. But, just give them a little shout out, man. Shout out to them All-Stars, man. A game is a game is a game. And you got something else you want to say?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
That was very
Well,
classy. You got something else you want to say?
I was trying to think. I thought we missed something, but I guess not.
Also,
Hi,
speaking sports, I also want to say DeAndre Hopkins is still out there, and Cook is still out there. But we had Cook once before. He's kind of all right. I'd like to get Hopkins on the Patriots, but we'll see what happens. So that's still in the mix. Jaylen Brown, they're trying to see if he's going to get the max, which was in excess of a few $100 million. So there's so much going on, man, in sports as well. What else we got here? And I guess we're gonna have to talk about who's extra.
Well, one more thing. This is so random, but you were asking me like in the weekend. We watched this thing. Do you think Tom Cruise is gonna kill himself making movies?
No.
Because this guy's doing some crazy
Tom
fucking
Cruise is the
shit.
man doing his own
But
stunts.
dog,
Like crazy stunts too. Not like, okay, jump off this 5
This guy's jumping
ledge.
motorcycles into the Grand Canyon or whatever the fuck.
Hey, yo, but dog, my man's 5'2".
Me and him could see eye to eye.
They could just throw a pillow out for him. He'll be all right.
You know what I mean? I mean, like, he can do stunts. He can do stunts to the 80.
Let me tell you, fact.
Shout out to Indiana Jones, man. That dude doing his last one, and he's 80 years old. Like, you know what I mean?
No. Let's
man.
go back to Tom Cruise. Okay. Shout out to Tom Cruise. And also, I just wanted to say that I'm starting to think maybe Tom Cruise right about some things. You know, all this stuff coming out about aliens. Scientology about to be the religion.
No, just because Scientology has to do with aliens doesn't mean they knew anything about these specific aliens.
Who knows? Just like Jesus, God came and then there was a Bible. Maybe some little alien came down and wrote a book.
You think Top Gun's the new Bible?
I didn't say Top Gun was the new Bible, but I'm just saying.
You know,
I think it's going to be interesting to see, like, the more the government gives out information to the public about unidentified flying objects and
right now
things
right
that
now
are
they're
from another galaxy.
Right now they're drip feeding us little things about aliens.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine what they actually know.
this is what I speculate. You know,
I love to speculate.
When you're not around the DL, Tanya is reading about Scientology. She's like,
I love Xenu.
Yo,
Listen.
that's why. Why do you think she gave me that big ass soup mug?
It's about conductivity. You didn't know that at the time.
In the future, these size mugs are gonna be used for shots. You know what I'm saying? So do it now.
He knows my secret now.
That's hilarious.
So
it's that time. I think it's that time of the week for the stupid as hell.
extra.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, man, extra stupid as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's why your man is stupid as hell. Ooh,
Make sure you guys go hit that like button, subscribe to the Clip Channel, subscribe to Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio.
Hey, listen, I still want to God bless you. Just because I read a little bit of about Scientology, don't mean I left my God behind.
You was sneezing while I said, well, God bless you again.
Thank you,
I said it too.
Thank you very much, Big Shaq.
Yeah, no question. So this week, a Georgia murder suspect is tracked down after leaving his phone behind at a dine and dash scene. Means like, pay for your food and take off.
No, you don't pay for it. You don't pay for it.
I mean, don't pay. You're right.
You
I
eat
said it wrong.
and run.
So before you tell the story, in Massachusetts, that's not a crime. That's not even illegal. It's an unarrestable offense. They'll just be like, "Hey, don't do that again." We
that's not.
We found that out. Remember, we went to the restaurant. And they did it, and the cops came and they were like,
No, but it's a certain amount.
Oh, a certain amount. Like if it's $200,
$250 and over, you're going to jail.
In
Massachusetts, you could eat $249 of food for free. So I started looking it up, and I'm like, wow, that's true. And then I looked up, where is it illegal, bro? In Alabama, it's a felony.
Holy shit.
It's a 25 years in jail type situation for not paying for a hamburger.
Don't do that to your server.
It's a lot of places too where like there's some right in there where you can even go in a supermarket and take food.
Yeah.
And you're not getting arrested. One dude I remember seeing in the courtroom who was arrested for that, eating somewhere and then just leaving, and they arrested him, and he was saying why you guys don't know your laws or whatever. And he knew his about eating, and he didn't have any money, so he can't be deprived of eating or something like that, and by any means. And the judge knew what he was saying, so they basically he kept babbling on in court, and they basically had to release him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But it was he knew that whole law, what happened. But this, like I was saying on,
they say you got to know the law to break the law.
You got to know the law to even practice that shit too. So it's the same. But so a Georgia man is wanted for murder and was busted after he left his phone with a photo of his face on the lock screen at a restaurant where he and friends dined and dashed.
Narcissist.
Yo, Brian Garfield Ford and pals walked out of the Juicy Crab, pause, and Cobb County without food after running up $100 tab, according to police. The group drove off, and restaurant staff called police. That's crazy too, because it's a Juicy Crab. You figure that it's probably known for seafood and stuff. You guys only spent $100. So what were they getting? Apps? Anyway.
They got the chicken.
Water and bread.
When the police
salad with no meat. You got any salad with no meat?
Plenty of bread and salad. When the police arrived, an officer found Ford's phone in the booth where he had been sitting. The phone's lock screen photo was a selfie of Ford, which helped police quickly identify him. Investigators later learned that he was wanted on murder charge. Right? You think you might know that obviously he knew whatever he'd done, murder-wise, and you're gonna go basically shoe and screw, what they call it in some places, and leave your picture and all of that. That's madness. The restaurant employee snapped a picture of Ford's license plate before he took off and shared it with police. Within hours, the license plate reader got a hit on our Ford's car in Brookhaven, where he was taken into custody. And Ford killed a man in Decatur earlier this year, according to police. So the crazy thing about that is Mr. Brian Garfield Ford, knowing that you're committing these crimes, especially murder, you might as well fucking eat at every fucking table in that restaurant. You know what I mean? Eat all you want. That $100 shit, now they caught you, and now you know most likely you're gonna go to jail for quite some time. So, Mr. Ford, this week, you are stupid as hell.
You're definitely stupid as hell. That's what you get for being a narcissist.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of singing, pow! So listen, y'all, I just want to let everybody know, since we ain't got to ask nobody about their socials, I've been putting out singles per week of R&B music. You know what I'm saying? Contemporary pretty much. So, and the thing is, I'll put out 5 and then I'll chill for a few months and drop the album. But right now we got, this week is Sex on the Couch dropping, and we'll have the video for that by Mr. DL.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow it drops. The video drops tomorrow, Monday, the 17th of July.
Yes. So, so listen, y'all support that, man. Check it out. If you like R&B music, smooth music, or what have you, when you spoke and have you, then you know, this is the music to listen to. Check it out. And you like the video too. It's always created by DL, so I appreciate that. But listen, it was great here speaking this week, catching up. We were supposed to have someone on, but they got caught up.
Yeah.
As our guests do at times. They get caught up, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of getting caught up, I put up my film reel, my first film reel in 4 years. I put it out today, so go check that out if you guys want.
Go check out Ill-Mannered Film Reel, Mr. DL, and see Faces and Places. You know what I'm saying?
DL.
Place in that face. That face
Hey,
in this place.
Check it out.
The crazy shit is
YouTube.
everybody in there is rapping. Everybody in that fucking thing is rapping or doing something or interviewing or something.
Acting.
And then Chef Tanya Nicole was cooking.
Yeah.
I said, oh, shit.
I'm in a couple of those videos.
Medical
And the
Edibles.
movies.
I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but
series.
all those episodes went viral. Like, she got millions of views on that show.
Now, hold on. Go ahead. Now, you answer this now, Tanya. Every time he says millions, what do you say?
She goes, oh, really?
Yeah, no, she says, yo, usually ain't, well, I don't know about millions, but it's
It's
quite
definitely
a few.
millions, yeah.
Yeah, but
What I say is, I can't believe all them people see my face.
Yeah.
Nah, me neither. Me neither. I think it's cat.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Anything? Anything you want to say?
No.
I know you were mad about Kim K.
I'm not mad about her. Let that girl get her flowers. You know what? Everybody want to look like her.
Kim K. Yeah.
Everyone want to have like a butt like her.
Is
Listen,
that shit?
that's like every girl's dream to have other girls be like
every girl's dream is. My dream is to get so rich that I can buy any part of my body that I want.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. But I'm just not every girl's dream. Let me not say that. But there are a lot of people out there that would love to have someone be like, "Wow, you have like a really nice butt," or I love the way you do your makeup or your hair or your fashion. So she just has a lot of people saying that to her. So like, good for her. I'd give her flowers.
Nah, she hot.
She's hanging out with Tom, so they're gonna be good. Well, listen,
she's gonna be good. She been good. So no matter who she hang out with.
But Tom's good. Yeah, Tom.
I don't know. I feel like that doesn't kind of match what she has gone for in the past.
Tom Brady's proud.
So I don't know. I think it's a PR stunt, but that's just me.
Could be. I think they're too old for that, though. But anyway,
you never too old for publicity.
Another great Philadelphia 76er special. Right? 76. Episode 76 is basically in the books. Great week. You know, I'm glad to be here always. Remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
And as we grow, we glow. You know what I'm saying? So, and listen, you got to appreciate every day, man. Don't let anything stress you out, you know, because you could be replaced tomorrow for whatever it is you're doing. You know, live each day, man, get the most out of it. Treasure the time, man, and proceed. Remember, the goal is to innovate, but also to elevate. So that's what it is, man. Peace on my dark days.
Bye, everyone.
On my dark days, I chop crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure them.